Welcome back to Urban Grind TV, the longest running hip hop television show in the Midwest. I'm your host today, Thought Boy Zello, aka SMG Zello, the Talk a Lot artist. And today, we got a true Chicago legend in the house. Please welcome multi-instrumentalist, chart-topping frontman, and prolific producer whose work you heard on BET Beats, The Oprah Winfrey Show, The Doctors, and more. From his 70s doo-wop beginnings to shaping the sound with the Midwest hip-hop and now inducted into the California Music Hall of Fame. Give it up for Lemoyne Alexander.
Gotcha.
Man, how you feeling today, man?
I ain't tired.
Nah, I just like to give people introductions, right? Because most definitely, man, everything you done is crazy. Like, I want to be in your shoes one day. Like, what, just me off the back, what is that like? Like, coming from where you come from and being able to be inducted in like a crazy Hall of Fame,
I couldn't
like
believe
from
it
California.
either. I was shocked myself. I'm excited.
I kind of got chilled just learning this. Just like it was crazy. Like, nah, for real though. You started in the '70s in Chicago, the doo-wop group, the Young Benefitz.
Yeah, I was a little kid, and my dad was highly influenced by music, Jackson 5, Motown, the whole nine. And he had all these boys, so he decided he was going to make a singing group. And I was never the lead singer, my brother was, and I was just a background singer.
So yeah. that's crazy.
Yeah.
So developing your sound in a family setting like that, what was that like?
It was nice. It was sometimes very tedious, try to keep all these guys together, especially when we're little boys running around, but everybody could sing. Everybody in my family. Even my sister could sing, so, you know, and my father decided to do something with us, and he kept doing it and kept doing it until I ended up here.
So like, that's another thing that led into like, what was that like? How was that like having an inside peek on like artists and like all types of different parts of the business at that time as a kid?
Growing up in my family, it was very musical. You know, my sister played organ, my mom was in a choir, my dad was a prolific producer as well. He worked with a lot of groups. Believe it or not, when I was a little boy, playing and doing little kid shit, you know, sorry about that.
No, you good.
People used to come by my house, celebrities like members of the Shy Lights, kick it with my dad. They'd be practicing vocals, writing. Walter Jackson was a favorite. He used to come every Sunday. You know, there was a few celebrities in the Chicago '70s time. They used to come by our house with my. Come
So
see
this
my
the
dad.
'70s. I know it's a crazy time.
Yeah.
Can you give us like any crazy moment like that you had around that time that was like wow, this is the music. This is what they do.
Yeah, I mean, when I remember I was about 8 or 9 years old, and my parents used to have basement parties every weekend, and somehow, you know, as a kid, I was just rambunctious, but this particular night that they had a party, everything was going crazy in our household. But I went to the top of the stairs and I first heard a Motown song, Someday We'll Be Together, which was by Diana Ross and the Supremes. And I knew then from that day I wanted to play guitar, and I wanted to be in the music business, and it's been like that ever since.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
yeah. So that also shaped the future. Yo, that's insane work right there. Like, that's beautiful. Like to hear that and then be like, okay, now
I was
know
so
my sound.
zoned in to the guitar when I first heard the song that it like mesmerized me to a point where I couldn't even think of nothing else but that. And I knew I didn't know what it was, but I knew I liked it and I wanted to play that. I wanted to be a musician.
That's crazy. So digging deeper into that right now, I want to dig just a little bit deeper into that. So what was that sound that you heard when you found it out?
Technically, it was a guitar. I didn't know what it was at the time. I didn't know what that was. All I know was it mesmerized me and it went straight into my soul, and I knew that's what I wanted to play. Whatever that was, I wanted to play that.
And that's something right there. That's something beautiful because that means you was listening to your heart. You was listening to something that just drove you. That was passion right there.
That was passion.
It was crazy. That's crazy.
First song I ever heard in my life.
And that's insane work. Like, that's insane. To be able to hit that and then go on to do big things like this. This is crazy. Speaking of big things, your first big hit, why are you always complaining? Watching that, like, top the charts, how was that?
That was a
Cause that's something crazy. Like I want to do that one day. I ain't gonna count. I'm gonna do that one day. But I can't wait to see myself like, oh yeah, I'm at the top of the chart. You see what I'm saying? Like I got something up there. One of my projects is up there. Like that was crazy. What is that like?
That was during the 80s, like the late 80s. And it shocked me because it was actually like an accident. And my dad had got this studio, and after work I would go by and keep making tracks and beats and stuff like that. And one particular time I heard Janet Jackson's "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" And I kept like, oh my God, all the girls is really stuck on this. So I was just messing around and I decided to make a song to answer that. And somehow we did it I did it as a demo, and I played it for my brothers, and my brothers liked it. It was like, yo, we need to do something with this. And so there was this big, huge, like music conference here one middle of the day during the winter. And I snuck away from a birthday party and went and took the cassette. At the time it was a cassette, and I didn't even have time. I was double parked. I ran inside, didn't know where to go. I just took it and put it on this guy's table and left. And then about a week later, he called me and he said, man, I love this song. And I'm thinking,
So
I put 4 songs on there.
Wait, go back. So you telling me you just went out there, you did it personally. You didn't have nobody else to go
double
do it.
parked, the car blinkers was on, and it was in the middle of the wintertime. And I ran inside, didn't know what table or where to go. The first guy I saw was Mike Mozzarella, that was his name. And I ran over to him and I just put the cassette down, and I ran out.
Now I understand why I got chills, especially when I heard your track though. It was crazy because the work ethic that you put in is crazy. That's insane work. Like, man, in the middle of the winter though, go out there by yourself with blinkers on.
Middle of the winter. I was like determined to get to this place, and when I got there, I knew I didn't have much time because I was double parked, and you can't double park downtown. You get towed.
Yeah, most definitely towed and ticketed.
So I ran in, didn't know where to go, gave it to him. A week later, he calls me back, and there was 4 songs on it. And I'm thinking, man, he's gonna like all of the songs. And he had this little small label here called Playhouse Records. And he calls me and he says, I really like the demo cassette you gave me. At first, I didn't know who he was. And he told me who he was, and then I remembered that I had left it there, and he said, I said, well, which song do you like? And I'm thinking it was one of the best songs that I did, and it happened to be Why Are You Always Complaining, the answer to Janet Jackson. Something told me not to put it on there in the demo, but he liked that one, and they signed me. They signed me and my brother.
So you got a deal off of that song. Off of going in the, do you hear that? That's crazy. If y'all hear that tap in, that just shows the work that you put in. You can go out there and just with nothing and go crazy, bro. That's insane work. That leads to dealing with, you dealt with some big names in the industry, right? R. Kelly, Aaliyah, Public Influence, like so many names, Twista. Like, how did those influence your like the way you make music?
Well, I started when I was with my brothers. We did about 3-4 single deals, and then after we broke up, the bass player from our band invited me, and he called me up, and then he was like, "Yo, man, we need to produce together." And somehow, it wasn't on my mind to produce. I was still trying to figure out where I belong in the music business, and when he told me, he said, let's produce. I was in Michigan at the time, and he spoke to another friend of ours, which is a dear friend of mine. His name is Mr. Lee, and he did the song "Get Busy, Get Busy." He did that song, and he had a situation with Jive, and they invited me there. So I left Michigan and came back to Chicago to meet up with these guys, and they welcomed me into the family. And I didn't know how to, like, I had like a little keyboard that I knew how to play and make beats out of, but you know, real big production, I didn't know how. But luckily, Mr. Lee and Mike, they taught me how to do it, and I stayed on it every day, every single day, till I mastered this.
How long would you say it took you until you was actually okay at it? Not till you mastered it. That take a minute. But...
When I was okay, maybe about a week.
About a week, for sure.
Took me about a week to figure it out.
Especially.
And then from there, you know, they were bringing us projects constantly. It led from doing remixes all the way up to working with Rob. And then we had.
So how would you say, how long did it take you to master it?
Oh, it took me at best maybe a month to master it because I was on it every day.
For sure.
You know,
so you see how the difference in that, like some people with different people it take different timing, but the work ethic that you put in, you can get the results in. Like it took you a month to master production.
This was a MPC, you know, at the time it was the 60, and then the 3000 came out. By the time the 3000 came out, I was immaculate.
Well, around this time, this is still pretty new, though.
Yeah, it's new at that time.
Yeah, so it's like.
I mean, MPC, the MPCs right now is like, they are all over the place. But at the time, it was hard to get one. And then when you got one, it was like, oh, stationary piece of equipment that was the centerpiece of all of our jobs.
How did
learn?
How did dealing with like the Chicago Sometimes, Chicago Defenders, and Murder Dog magazine, how did taking the producer spotlight change the career path for you?
Well, I left the team when we were in the middle of doing what album? The You Remind Me of My G with R. Kelly. That album.
Yeah, no.
That album I left in the middle of it.
I know what that is. I know what that is.
I left in the middle of that, and then I went with Michael Bivins from
I don't want to be too much in your business, but why you leave?
We had like, you know, it was time for growth for me.
For sure. You just
we had like a few indifferences, but then, you know, for me it was time for growth.
Nah, I ain't gonna count. R. Kelly, I'm a big fan. Like, no, I'm a big fan of the music side. What did you work on with him? With personally?
We did, oh my God, quite a few. We did all of the Jeep album, Back and Forth. Let's see, we did Thank God It's Friday.
Okay.
So it was a lot of songs that, you know, before we got to the R. Kelly Red album when he was the double album, I left before that.
Okay. So yeah, most definitely. So yeah. So it just like went crazy for you after that.
Yeah. I mean, I when I left, I left on contingencies that I was going to work with another company, which was Motown Biv 10, which is Michael Bivins from New Edition. And I ended up leaving Rob to go to Michael Bivins, and I was there with him for about a year.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But we can't give him too much. We'll be right back. This UGTV, Thought Boy Zello, Lemoyne, Alexandra, man, powered by Volt. Drink, energy drink, ignite the charge, fuel the grind, man. Y'all already know.
Step onto the stage at Urban Grind Studios, featuring a professional TV set with a full stage, dynamic lighting, and top-tier production capabilities. Whether you're filming a show, recording content, or creating high-quality visuals, we've got the setup to bring your vision to life. We also offer a state-of-the-art podcast studio with a Rodcaster Pro, professional mics, and in-studio monitors for flawless sound. Need crystal clear wireless audio? Our professional-grade Saramonic wireless audio system with 4 microphones ensures top-quality sound for any production. Our photography studio is perfect for headshots, brand shoots, and content creation with premium lighting and backdrops. Need to record music or voiceovers? Our on-site recording studio is available for high-quality productions. Expand your reach with podcast distribution, TV and radio packages, and exclusive content placement services. And we keep it comfortable with a fridge stocked for guests, easy parking, and a designated smoking area. Book your session today. Call 1-888-380-1913 or visit urbangrindtv.com.
Y'all already know what it is. UGTV family, Thought Boy Zello, and we're back with Lemoyne Alexander, man. Crazy. We just gonna hop right back into it because it's been a wild journey learning the way your career started off at. Like, it's like it just be giving me chills to even think about the process steps and that it took to get to what your level of professionalism. Like,
It was a tough road, man. Trust me.
for
Tough
sure.
road.
Like, you appeared on BET's Beefs.
Yeah, Beefs. There was a song I did with Lazy Bone and Twister, Monsters of the Midway, and somehow that song, you know, was the actual centerpiece to them coming together rather fighting. And when I did the song, we had Twister's people and then we had Lazy Bone's people, and we all gathered together and they all did the song together and they got rid of the beef. But it was on the BET Beefs though.
That's crazy. So you got together to be able to help stop it.
Yeah,
Huh?
stuff. My song did that.
That's insane work. Not a lot of people could say they was able to stop a beef with a song.
I was really like intimidated at first. I'm like, what? My song? And it was like, yo, man, we want you to when the producers of that situation came to me and asked me to do the song, you know, I was like, all right. And I had no idea it was gonna turn out the way that it did. I mean, Twister and Lazy Bone on the same song, man, that was epic.
What was that? What was that like? Like, was you able to be like to see the studio?
Yeah, I was there. I was literally there. I was like a fly on the wall, but you know, it just made sure the beat was well and everything was going proper, you know. But yeah, I was there. You know, I took pictures with both of them, you know.
Well, definitely, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
You know what I did learn was music is like a huge factor in bringing people together. Because I promise you, if it wasn't for that song, God knows where these two would have ended up. And you know, it's tripped out that the sound of music could really kill a beef.
Most definitely, that is insane work.
And it did
that's
that
powerful.
song did that.
That's powerful work right there,
Yeah.
especially with the work ethic that you done put into it. So you got the soul to feel for it, bro. That's love right there. That shows the work, bro. Like the Oprah Winfrey show too.
Yeah, 15 years. Dear friend of mine called me up and asked me after a show that I had attended with Dougie Fresh. I did a song with Dougie Fresh too. And Dougie Fresh, he came into Chicago to perform. And one of my friends came and said, hey man, you know, we want you to get together. Let's talk about this Oprah Winfrey thing. And at first I was like, what? What are you talking about? And I just so happened I had just moved into Chicago downtown, and he came over to my house and we sat down and he told me the whole idea, and I was like, okay, cool. So I had all of these beats that didn't get used. And he said, well, there's a place for all of these beats. And I played them for him. He said, I want them all. So I gave him just a whole folder of beats and he used them on the show. And
Well, definitely, that's insane work. Like, what's the difference between making beats for scenes and just standalone songs?
when you say scenes, like scenes for movies, that's soundtrack stuff. Now, there's a technical aspect to it when you're doing movies. You know, you got to have a certain amount of time in that time within that scene to actually place a song in there. Movies, TV is different. Like, for instance, every time Oprah would go to commercial, they would play one of my beats. You know, when it's going into a commercial, da da da, you hear the music in the background. That was one of my beats. And then when they bring whoever on that, whoever not the host, but like if they bring somebody on, they would bring my music up for them to be.
That's wild.
So I was like, oh my God.
I probably heard one of your beats.
Yeah, most definitely. And that ain't the only one. That was Jenny Jones. I started with Jenny Jones first. Before it was the Oprah Winfrey.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Cause I was a kid. I'm young. I'm only 24. So I know I grew up listening to the Oprah show come on and listening to the people clap it in. Most definitely.
Oh man, I did. Not only I did. What's the name of the? Let me see. The Oprah's Masterclass. I did the whole theme, the opening theme for that.
That's crazy. You also directed projects like The Visitors.
Yes, I did.
What was that like?
That was a tough job. You know, I wanted to spring off into doing some films, and I was a little nervous about it, and I decided that I wanted to shoot a short 20, 30-minute film. And I got the best people to be in the film, and it was a tough job, you know, and it was fun, but it was tough. Me directing it, writing it, producing it, and doing the music for it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I was gonna get into. Like, how is that balancing all them hats at once? Because, you know, you doing one thing over here, then if this is a problem over here, you gotta fix this too, cause you the guy with the you the
that's
guy
why
that
I
can
said it
fix
was tough. It was a tough situation, but I managed to get through. I've been all my life being the oldest child, and everybody always put me in charge of everything. So I've been always the leader of everything that I was doing, the take charge guy. So when the opportunity came for me to direct, you know, because I directed videos too, and then I said, okay, I could do a film, and I did the short film, and I grabbed my best friend, I grabbed some other people to be in it, and they really did a fantastic job. You know?
You got anywhere like you could tell the people where they can go find that film?
It's on YouTube. It's called The Visitors. It's on YouTube right now.
Most definitely. So go check that out. Everybody go check that out.
Yeah.
So like being inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2024.
Yes, that was. I was when I found out that I was being inducted, I actually cried because this was something that was unexpected, and I was in the middle of working on my third album when I got the phone call. And my tour manager, shout out to Cali, you know, he's the one that pretty much came to me with he said, you know, you got a surprise. He knew before I did. So when I was inducted, you know, the first person I thought of was my dad, because he's the reason why I'm even in the music. And when he died, I dedicated my performance and my speech to him.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful to be able to do that though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was fun though. I had a great time.
That's
among
blessing.
all these other superstars that were there that I grew up listening to. It was an honor.
Well, definitely to be able to perform and show off your talent in front of the superstars you look up to is crazy, right?
It was nice.
That's another world right there. That's a different type of feeling.
Same stage with
I would have cried too.
Yeah.
Probably 3 times. And on real.
I don't cry, and I don't cry over nothing.
For sure.
But that was the one moment that I
had
was
that.
like, wow.
For sure.
I was,
Your 2019 album, Solitude.
That album was my first album, surpassing all of my production in hip hop and rap and all of that. And I walked away from the whole rap scene, period. You know, people was trying to get me to come back and produce stuff, and no matter, they offered me crazy, astronomical numbers to do it. And I said, no, I walked away completely. And once I did it, you know, I didn't know where I wanted to go or where I wanted to be, but I knew I could still play guitar, and I love rock. So I said, I'm gonna do a rock album. And I did it with my band State of Grace, 10 years, 4 albums. And one of those songs happened to be it was supposed to be on the Bohemian Rhapsody Queen film and soundtrack. And it went platinum. And I was really proud of that. And we added it to our album. And from that point on, after the band broke up, that's when I decided to do my own project. In the midst of that, my father had passed from cancer. And I didn't want to do music at all no more, you know. And before he passed, he was like, he wanted me to pursue, keep going. You know, he just talked me into it, and I dedicated the album to him. And I went back and I just flooded it with just doing songs, and I never really had no direction. I just made music. And somehow, you know, that album came out, it was produced from that, birthed from that. And then we put out the first song, which was Solitude, Hollywood Boulevard, and then Solitude. And then the label heard it. I wasn't really shopping it. She heard it. President of Isotopia Records heard it, and she offered me a deal.
Yeah. Once again, that's crazy.
Yep.
What did you discover about yourself around this time?
That I was afraid of being on my own, because I was always started with my brothers. Started when I was producing, I had a team of people. And then when I started the rock band, I had a band. And then it was time for me to be by myself. That I learned that, you know, I could do this. And I went into the studio and I played the drums, the bass, guitar. I sang all of the lead vocals, background, and I just did it on my own.
Well, definitely, but learning again, that's crazy, because they were never gone. It's like they still there with you. It don't matter.
And that's what I said. I felt the spirit of my dad pushing me and trying to make me continue, even when I didn't want to. But I did it. I did that whole album in like a month, less than a month. I killed it, man. And I was shocked that when I heard the playback of the whole album, I couldn't believe it was me. So.
Yeah, no, that's so amazing. And this interview has been one of the most influential to me, because like inspirational on motivation and actually work ethic, and trying to see like to where I want to be at one day, and you know, the heights that I want to be able to reach one day.
You can get there if you believe.
So
in
what's
yourself.
next?
What's next? I got my third album, which is called Alone. We're pushing the first single, which I'm grateful for my fans who really love this song. It reached #1 for 2 weeks on the independent rock the rock charts. We reached 3.41 million on TikTok. Over 200 people used the song for their videos. You know, I'm grateful that Insecurity, the name of the song is called Insecurity, and we're working on the next single, which is Daydreaming.
Most definitely. So can you tell the people where they can find you at?
Oh my goodness, you Google search Lemoyne Alexander, all of my social media come up. I'm on YouTube, Spotify, and definitely go to my website, which is LemoyneAlexander.com.
Yeah, y'all already know what it is. And don't go nowhere, because we got a live performance for Lemoyne Alexander coming right up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a song.
So you heard it here first. Starboy Zello, aka SMG Zello, the Talk a Lot artist, with Lemoyne Alexander, and we out.
I'm not the one you should give away your heart to. You should be one before I open my heart to you. I'm not the same man I know I used to be. Just walk away, I understand, don't waste time on me. It's my had to hold on tight and get paid. I don't wanna bring my past into our future. It's better for you to hold back to him and stay, because it's my insecurities. It's my insecurities. It's my insecurities. It's my insecurities. Build your confidence just to see you smile without a thought of consequences. Then I break you down. I'm not the one you should give away your heart to. You should be warm before I open my heart to you. I'm not the same man I know I used to be. Just walk away, I understand, don't waste time on me. It's my insecurities. It's my insecurities. It's my insecurities. It's my insecurities. Thank you. Yo, you're watching Urban Grind TV, and I'm Lemoyne Alexander. Peace.
Step onto the stage at Urban Grind Studios, featuring a professional TV set with a full stage, dynamic lighting, and top-tier production capabilities. Whether you're filming a show, recording content, or creating high-quality visuals, we've got the setup to bring your vision to life. We also offer a state-of-the-art podcast studio with a Rodcaster Pro, professional mics, and in-studio monitors for flawless sound. Need crystal-clear wireless audio? Our professional-grade Saramonic wireless audio system with 4 microphones ensures top-quality sound for any production. Our photography studio is perfect for headshots, brand shoots, and content creation with premium lighting and backdrops. Need to record music or voiceovers? Our on-site recording studio is available for high-quality productions. Expand your reach with podcast distribution, TV and radio packages, and exclusive content placement services. And we keep it comfortable, with a fridge stocked for guests, easy parking, and a designated smoking area. Book your session today. Call 1-888-380-1913 or visit urbangrindtv.com.
Hey, SMG, Zello.
Hey yo, Rio, subile ahí.
I just need some diamonds around my neck. I just need a bitch to suck it good and count the check. I don't need the bag, boy, I just need the net. I just need a crib for my OG without the rest. I'm smoking this OG right out of Zah, I smoke the rest. And we ain't beefing about a bitch and figure out how we make a mess. I got a couple shooters, I'm not stating they the best, but Brody knocked them off when he last shots about to take. I just need a pound, I heard duty on the road. I just hit this lick, I'm tryna get up on the scope. I just need the game, I need the cheat, I need the code. I don't need attention from no dirty asshole. I heard she tryna get icy, I can get pricey, you cannot buy me. I walk in this bitch is invited, you can supply me, I fuck up a tight beat. I'm cooking this shit like I'm brewing, I'm putting the stew in and she wanna try me. They watching the shit that I'm doing, I got an influence, but they do not like me. I'm hitting her shit from the back, if she got a check, then she in a wreck. She tryna say that I'm the best, don't feel like the rest, I'm choking her neck. I told her I'd rather get money, don't think like a dummy, like I'm at a desk. My niggas ain't doing no running, they keeping it coming, the chopper got flex. I just need some diamonds around my neck. I just need a bitch to suck it good and count the check. I don't need the bag, boy, I just need the net. I just need a crib for my OG without the rest. I'm smoking this OG right out of Zah, I smoke the rest. And we ain't beefing about a bitch and figure out how we make a mess. I got a couple shooters, I'm not stating they the best, but Brody knocked them off when he last shots about to take.
gonna move. We gonna let him go.
What's going on? It's your boy Wally, aka Mr. Music is My Business from Urban Grind TV. I'm here to announce my brand new book is out. It's available everywhere books are sold. It's titled Music is My Business, the ultimate startup guide to the music business. You can check it out at musicbusinessebook.com, Amazon Books, Barnes & Nobles, and everywhere that books are sold. And it will help you turn your love for music into a sustainable career. Check us out, musicbusinessebook.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Urban Grind TV, your home of the hottest voices in hip hop culture. I'm your host, Top Boy Zello, aka SMG Zello, the Talk a Lot artist. And today, we're thrilled to welcome a true Pilsen product who's been on this journey with us since he was 11 years old. You may remember him from his early buzz in high school after stepping away to heal and rediscover his purpose. He's now back, bringing the good news of gospel into modern rap. Please give it up for Benefitz.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here, man. It's a pleasure.
That's a crazy intro, man. I swear, man.
That went hard.
Yeah, for sure, for
I was
sure.
not expecting that, but hey, I appreciate it.
So how was it like getting here? Like it was okay getting to?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Now let's just dive right into it, man.
All right.
Welcome you back to like Urban Grind, man.
Yeah.
How you feel like after the 11-year-old boy, like where did you start at?
Jeez.
Like where did that 11-year-old boy start?
Well, I started in my room. You know, I was 11 years old, and I was just my dad's a musician, and I think I got it from him. I just started making music with him, learning instruments and stuff like that. But then I started, you know, getting into the rapping culture. At that time, it was just more lyrical. So what I was trying to do, I remember when I first started making music, I would play soundtracks from artists that I liked, and I would play out the song, and I would substitute their lyrics with my own using the same flow. So everything the same beat, same flow, just my lyrics.
So you basically copy the work process and be able to make your own. I kind of do the same thing. That's why I love that workflow.
It's fun,
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Now leading into that, what are some of the artists that like you were influenced by to get you to be able to break out that shell and start to perform and actually?
You know what? Damn, that's a hard question. That's a good question. It's a lot of artists, really. I never had a specific one that I was like, man, I really, really like this artist and played it back, you know, back to back. It was more so like, you know, the artists during that time, which is 50 Cent, Eminem, Wu-Tang Clan. Eminem, 50 Cent, Wu-Tang Clan, Crucial Conflict, you know, the Bone Thugs, Project Pat, you know, just artists like that. Never really had a specific one. Some Latino artists, Lil Rob, Lil Cuete, you know, they're from LA, but other than that, never really had a specific one, you know? It was just multiple combination.
Yeah, most definitely. That's hard though. That's crazy. Crucial Conflict, big names. A lot of those big names definitely influenced me too.
Of course,
definitely. I had to go back and listen because you know I'm a little younger, so I had to go back and listen to a lot of.
They go crazy.
For sure, yeah.
If you listen to the lyrics,
definitely. So, during high school, your high school days, do you know what UGTV is? How did you get into contact with UGTV?
They had a nonprofit organization during that time, and I remember I was in the cafeteria of Benito Juarez, and I'm not sure exactly how they got a hold of the idea that I rap, but no, they had started passing out flyers at the cafeteria to everybody, and I reached out to them. And I remember they were at the YMCA right there by Western and Cermak, which is Pilsen area. I don't know if you're familiar with that area, but that's where I used to go. I was a sophomore, junior, I'm not exactly sure, but that's when I met Wally, and I met the whole team. At that time, it was 1913 Records.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, I know about that. Yeah, he told me about that.
Yeah.
For sure. You been around Raleigh.
I've been around
about 1913 Records. No, for sure. Now let's go into that. Meeting Wally, how was that? How was meeting Wally?
Wally's like a big brother to me, you know. I never had a big brother or older siblings in general. I had, of course, I had a family, but we were like kind of distant because at that time, everybody was in, you know, we were in the city, but there was a lot of gang culture. It was more so than it is now. Don't get me wrong, you still see it, but it was, people were really strict about their blocks, so couldn't really go over to my cousin's house, you know, because I stayed over at that other, you know, the other side or whatever, even though I never gangbanged or anything. When I was a kid, I wanted to, you know, I think we all go through that, but yeah, so he was like a big brother to me, and he taught me a lot. I started going into his program. I was one of his first, I think I was one of his first artists, I'm not sure, but definitely was with the team.
What he say.
Yeah, I was definitely in the team, and I even performed with them at the Fiesta del Sol, this festival that they have every year in Pilsen. So that was a big thing for me. Yeah, he just taught me, he mentored me. He pretty much, I didn't know the game, the music game. He's the one that, you know, taught me about it.
Sure.
I just knew how to put lyrics on the beat.
It's crazy because it's like listening to my, like a future version of myself. Because that's how it was with me.
Yeah,
that's the crazy
most
part
definitely.
about it, bro. No, for sure. So
Thanks.
like learning Wally, learning who he is and what UGTV stands for, what would you say? What would you get out of it? What did you get out of that?
That's a good question. I think UGTV stands for, well, it's urban, right? It's urban grind. It stands for ambition, people that want to grind, that have motivation, that have projects. You know, it stands for discipline, it stands for service, it stands for wisdom, knowledge. You know, it stands for a lot of things. More importantly, it stands for team. You know, I think Wally's he's very good on being a team member. You know, he's very like teamwork. You know, I feel like it's more community based. So like we grow together, we do this together. You know, they say teamwork makes the dream work. So it's not like if he takes a win, he does it. He holds you. He's by your side. You know, for whatever you need. He doesn't just fill you in and let you do your own thing. He's any question you have or anything you have, in regards to just anything in general, any question, he's there to answer for it.
No, most definitely. You know? That's the crazy part about it. Yeah, he's definitely there. He's definitely gonna show you. Oh yeah, you can do this way. You can do this.
He's basically the image of UGTV. You know.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Mr. UGTV. You know, don't get me wrong.
That's what I call him.
Yeah, UGTV has his own. You know, it's his own image and his own, but it's nothing without Wally at this point. You know what I mean?
Okay, so like in your career going on early, what prompted the break and how did the healing process unfold?
Well, I started making music because I was tired of making the same music, talking about the same stuff, and it wasn't really my style anymore. I was changing already. I wasn't a Christian man of faith yet, but I just didn't want to talk about the same things. I just ran out. You know how they say you get writer's block? So I had that a lot during that time. So I just let it go. I said maybe music's not for me, you know.
For sure.
And then one morning I woke up and I just started making music. It just happened that quick.
Now, you said you would say God had a call into you.
Yeah,
this type of
of course,
music,
yeah.
right?
So I wanted to get back into the music already, right? And when I gave my life, because I gave my life to Jesus Christ, right? And we'll get to that later if we have some time. But so I didn't know how I was gonna come back to music. I didn't think it was possible. But then I started listening to other Christian rappers come up, you know, and I'm like, whoa, if they could do it and they make it sound good, I could do it too. So that's when I just started diving back into music, and next thing you know, boom, we just started flowing right to it. You know, naturally and easily, effortlessly.
What's your process
for making a song?
How do you connect? How do you connect spiritually with making the songs? Because making the songs is just you writing down the lyrics on the paper, of course.
Right.
But how do you take that and take the spirituality of it and
make it have purpose?
Yeah.
I asked the Holy Spirit to guide me through it. You know, that's what I say. Holy Spirit, go before me. And then and that's how it just happens naturally. I don't really think about it too much. I just go in the flow, you know, flow state, and then just.
Now we're coming on with that change and learning like the changes of music today and stuff like that. How do you keep it authentic to yourself and still like stay on top of it with merging it with the hip hop?
With the hip hop, yeah. Nah, that was kind of difficult at first because, like I said, I didn't know how I was gonna, you know, make music that because I'm very picky with my music as well. So I wanted to make something that actually sounded good and I was happy to put out. I didn't want to just rap anything. But I don't know. I feel like I was already good with it. I was already good at making melodies. All I had to do was think about what I was gonna say. And like I said, I like to freestyle before I make a song. I'm freestyling into the beat, so whatever sounds catchy, I write it down or I record it. And basically that's my creative process. I wanted to have purpose, obviously. So I try to, once I have the melody down, then I write the lyrics down, then I find the purpose, or I find, I already have the concept in my head. So I just put it all together. I basically do one thing at a time, and then I merge it all together. You know,
Sure.
Move
you get
the
the
pieces.
different, yeah,
You know
you
what
get
I
the
mean?
different
I don't know if that
ingredients
makes
to cook
sense.
the meal, and then you make sure you do it.
And then I put it on the plate, you know. Then I make it look good.
For
you know?
sure, that's crazy.
Sound good. So.
Coming back in as an official artist here, what does Urban Grind TV mean to you personally or to your culture?
To me personally, UGTV is family. To me.
Family, for sure. That's definitely what I get.
Yeah, for the culture, I think it means a new beginning. You know, even though UGTV's been around for 16 years now, happy anniversary to UGTV. They've grown a lot. I feel like, you know how when a kid matures at 16, you know, I feel like UGTV is not at a stage where it's gonna be big, because there's a lot of transitioning going on in the music industry. There's a lot of more Christian rappers. There's a lot of moving parts, and I feel like UGTV is for our culture is big because it's right in there, right? It's already in there, but now it just has to catch, you know what I mean? Just jump on the train.
Yeah, for sure. Now everybody could say that they this, that, and the third, but you actually show it, but they have to go through something. Like, can you give us like 1 or 2 to 3 key things that made you like fully dive into it? Okay, this is my change. This is what I'm gonna do now.
Man, it's hard to answer that in one sentence, because
It's
it
multiple.
was a lot of it's kind of like it was a lot of moving parts that make one big move. You know, a lot of personal, I guess you could call it healing, a lot of learning, a lot of learning. I was already studying a little bit of psychology, a little bit of body language, a little bit of how the life works, the universal laws and stuff like that. I was diving into all these little things, and then I realized, hold on a second, this is in the Bible. A lot of these things are in the Bible already. And that's when I was like, well, let me pay attention more, you know, let me read the Bible more. And then, so basically, yeah, it was a little bit of everything, personal experiences that happened to me that I asked God for helping, right? I asked God for a lot of things, and I just started seeing him answer me. You know, coincidences that you're like, is this a coincidence, or is this like, is it me tripping, or is it like an actual thing happening? You know,
yeah.
Questions that I've had, and it was like I was answered almost to the exact question I have, and then I just had a lot of coincidences back to back, and I said, okay, something's going on here. And then I started learning a lot more. I started putting things together. It was like a whole process. That's why it's hard to answer it in one sentence, because it was a lot of moving parts. You know what I mean?
For sure, for sure. That's big. Now that's big. So that just goes to show you that it's a lot of steps and a lot of changing that goes into just changing. It's not just you change.
Right, because mind you, I was already trying to change. I was trying to study myself, basically. You know, that's why I dived into psychology and all this other stuff, because I was like, okay, I want to understand myself. I want to understand my patterns. I want to understand my behavior. And then I forgot that there's a spiritual side to that, you know, and that's what God brought me to.
For sure. Now, any producers, artists that you would like to work with in the future, any names, they don't got to be big or small, just in that area that you would love to work with because you love the style, you love the way they work, the way they promote, the way they their authenticity.
Right.
Anybody?
No, not really. I'm open to it. I'm open to work with anybody at this point right now. But I do have someone that I'm already working with. I don't know if you're familiar with this name, but he's a Christian rapper. It goes by Lighthouse. He's trending on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. One of his
shout out Lighthouse, man.
Shout out Lighthouse.
Check that out. Y'all go check out Lighthouse.
Facts. So there's his main song right now is called P31. I reached out to him, and I didn't think he was gonna reply back to me because he has a good following.
Right.
And he did. He ended up checking out my music, and he said, I like what I'm listening to.
That's real.
And then we just connected, and I'm working with him now. I have a feature.
Shout
going
out
on with
Lighthouse
him.
for being
Yeah.
down to earth and genuine.
Facts.
That's what it's
Facts.
about, having a big following and
Facts.
still being able to like show you ready to work with anybody as possible, especially with our
most
message,
definitely.
especially with the message that
Most
y'all
definitely.
doing. That's
Yeah.
big right there.
And it is big because I mean, I like his music, and I listen to it at the gym. You know what I mean? So connecting with him and working with him is big.
Could you give us a new sneak peek of any singles, new shows you got coming out, anything new?
I don't have any shows yet, but I do have 2 singles that are one with Lighthouse. It's called I Took a Win, and that's the one I'm working with him right now. And then I have The Only One.
I Took a Win. Can I don't mean to keep diving into too much, but can I hear a little bit about that?
I would need to play the whole song for you. So I don't know if I could just freestyle it, but basically.
No, I want to hear. I just want to hear what that's about. What is that song about?
Yeah, I Took a Win is basically me saying I took a win because I feel like I've experienced life before, and I had a lot of things that you know brought me joy and stuff like that. But I also had losses in my life, and I took a win is basically saying, you know what, I took a win. This is the hook. I took a win. I took a loss, but then I spin the block again. So, you know, it's like saying I'm coming back.
For
you
sure.
know, and it's like ups and downs.
That's mad tough.
You know what I mean?
Tough. That's love.
Yeah.
That's mad tough right there, man. I can't wait to be, man. Hey, y'all be ready for that. Be ready for that. I took a win.
Appreciate
that's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
So for the kids in Pilsen that's trying to come up, do the same thing you're doing, got the same dreams and facing the same problems you went through. What do you got to share for them?
My personal thing is ask questions. Ask questions. Be open to answers. We all have different beliefs. I get it. You know, we all dive into different things. But if something doesn't make sense to you, ask somebody about it. You know, especially when it comes to life, and most importantly, have purpose. You know, move with purpose. I feel like when you just move with intention, good intention, you do good things. You know, and I feel like there's more to that. But moving with purpose is a lot. That's what I would say to them. If anything you do in life, go for it. You know, don't. You know, at this point. I feel like I've held myself back because of my doubts and stuff like that, and now I'm putting myself out there, right? But now I'm moving with purpose. Back then I was just trying to just go with the flow, but now I'm not just going with the flow. I'm actually moving with the, you know, I have purpose. I'm actually sailing, you know, I'm behind the boat, not just, you know, not just.
You finna take a
not
win.
Just, you know what I mean?
For sure, most definitely,
boy.
Definitely. You finna take a win, most definitely.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
where can all these viewers, especially all the fans and people find you, the streamers, can they find you, like, where can they stream your music at? Where can they, like, tap in with you and lock in?
I'm on Apple Music. You can look up Young Benefitz, and I have a couple songs there. Some of them are old, most of them are new. But just be on the lookout. Apple Music, you know, all platforms, Spotify. I mean, I listen to Apple Music. That's why I pointed that one out. But I'm basically on all platforms. So whatever music platform you have, I should be on there. Just type in Young Benefitz, and I should pop up.
Well, definitely. Any words for the viewers? Any last words for the people sitting at home?
I'm Benefitz. Thank y'all for watching. We're on Urban Grind TV. Shout out to Wally. Peace.
Y'all already know what it is. It's Top Boy Zello, aka SMG Zello, the Talk a Lot artist, and we out.
Yeah. Shout out to Urban Grind TV. It's your boy Young Benefitz. Seaside, what up? Yeah. Seaside, what up?
D-Mark got that heat on.
City of the shots up all night and take no break. Okay. Shout out to Wally. Let's go. Yeah. I'm from the city of the shots up all night and take no breaks. And every time we step outside, you know we put a life at stake. It can hold you, it can fold you, my homie, try not to break. And the only one I trust is God, the one that guides my way. I'm from the city of the shots up all night and take no breaks. And every time we step outside, you know we put a life at stake. It can hold you, it can fold you, my homie, try not to break. And the only one I trust is God, the one that guides my way. I don't care about the fame and I ain't looking for no clout. I ain't here to chase no nobody, I don't care about the crowd. I'm just here to send a message, only I'll be in and out. And I look up to the sky and pray to God when I'm in doubt. Nowadays, who do you trust? Stop pretending, look around. Gotta get to know somebody just to see what they about. And we living in the end, Jesus Christ is coming out. And I still got love for you, even if we took a different route. Nowadays, who do you trust? Stop pretending, look around. Gotta get to know somebody just to see what they about. And we living in the end, Jesus Christ is coming out. And I still got love for you, even if we took a different route. I'm from the city of the shyest, up all night and take no breaks. And every time we step outside, you know we put a life at stake. It can hold you, it can fold you, my homie, try not to break. And the only one I trust is God, the one that guides my way. I'm from the city of the shyest, up all night and take no break. And every time we step outside, you know we put a life at stake. It can hold you, it can fold you, my homie, try not to break. And the only one I trust is God, the one that guides my way. Shout out to UGTV. It's your boy Young Benefitz. Let's go. Thank you.